What's going on, guys? So I'm back again, and today I plan that it's not going to rain and I'm actually going to get these 3 mountain bikes behind me finished, or 99% finished today. Fortunately, I've been super busy lately. I finished my Mod 1 motorbike license test and passed earlier this week. That took up a couple of days of my time. I'm just getting inundated with people and brands wanting to work and collab with me, which is absolutely awesome, obviously, but it's just super busy. And yeah, things are just super busy in a good way, but I've got to be kind of organised. Some things have got delayed a little bit. It's all good. It's all good. There's some really cool stuff coming up. Got a few of these conversions to knock out, and then there's going to be some really different kind of content, which I'm thinking you guys would probably like, to be fair. But anyway, today's mission is to just crack on, get these 3 bikes finished. 2 out of 3 of them have already sold on pre-order. A lot of people taking interest and basically paying for the bike before it's built, so it's basically got their name on it, it secures the bike. If anyone wants to do that, it's absolutely fine, shoot me a message. Then if you've got any slight requests, small requests on how you want it set up, then I can take care of that. The only bike that's left out of these builds is the Black Vitus. I'll go and check the size on the frame. I know it's a 29, but I can't remember if it's a medium or large. I'll check the invoice on that bike, but it looks like it's a medium, maybe a large, but I'm going to hazard a guess it's a medium. But anyway, I'm going to crack on because I want these bikes as close to finish today as possible. There might be a couple of tweaks that need doing, test riding, adjusting the gears, but for the most part I will have all these bikes up and running this afternoon. You'll probably see me going from wearing a jacket like this to a t-shirt to flipping shorts because the weather's absolutely crazy in England right now. It's like summer one minute, winter the next. But yeah, anyway, let's just crack on with it and get these built up. We're going to tackle this Specialized first. This bike sold on pre-order, and a customer, I don't mind making little tweaks. I say little tweaks, like someone asked me to fit a whole bunch of accessories and change this and change that. I'm not interested. They just sort of, they come close to how I fit them, but this particular customer just wants me to try and fit it in a way where the battery's more easily removable. So I'm going to play around with different options for fitting the controller. I'm going to look at fitting it to the inside of this seat post and see if there's, see how it sort of, how it looks, how it fits, and what room's left for the battery, because that's a medium frame with, doesn't look like a massive frame triangle, so it might be a squeeze, but yeah, that's going to be the first thing we're going to play with. Right guys, little update. This is how fast things can change. This bike was already purchased by a customer. He wanted to be able to remove the battery. There was no way of fitting the controller to the frame independently of the battery, because I normally just prefer it there because it keeps the controllers cool without going in a ugly looking bag. That's my preferred option, and I spent ages trying to like hammer out different ideas with this. I even took a brand new controller and hammered the tabs top and bottom flat so I can, you know, it gave me a little bit more clearance so I could potentially almost get it sort of in there. Still wasn't happy with that really. Hammered out a few ideas with the chap, and then obviously because the Vitus hasn't, the Vitus was still available for sale, so this seems like a pretty small frame triangle, so I'll show you what I've done and what I've suggested to the customer. And this is the option we've gone with. He switched bikes. I mean, the chap's pre-ordered a bike, so it was bought and purchased. This bike was secured for him, but obviously as this was one bike that was still available, I was sitting there looking, I was thinking the frame triangle looks bigger on this. I'm not sure if it's a medium or large frame. It looks somewhere in between. Anyway, obviously this was my original idea. I've used a little bit of self-adhesive tape to give it a bit of grip and a bit of traction and a bit of texture to grip onto, and I've gone with double cable ties top and bottom. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's not gonna take a massive crash. You might have to replace the cable ties, but it's on there, pretty solid. They don't weigh a lot, and this is a great option. You can now take the battery on and off. Gives me a bit of room still left up here to get the little bag to put all the cable connections in, and I think this is going to be a pretty sweet install. I'm quite happy with that. Probably spent at least an hour just trying to hammer out the idea for this controller. So yet again, you know, these things change all the time. You think that's it, I'm going to be done with all these 3 bikes in sort of a couple of hours, and then you end up hashing out an hour and a half trying to think of a different way of installing something. But hey ho, it is what it is. The customer's really happy. So there's a couple of little missing bolts that I found on one of the battery cases. I'm going to go down to the hardware store, sort that. Doesn't rain, see how far we can get with this. I quite like this. This is a first. I mean, you can get a mud guard if you want. I know some of you are going to comment and say, oh yeah, we might get mud. It's a sealed enclosed box. It's completely sealed. It is the best way of keeping it cold. That's the thing that's most likely to go with the controllers as they get hot. So this is my preferred option. I think this is a good option. There's no perfect solution when you're doing the DIY bikes. There's pros and cons to everything, and this is my favourite option. The customer's happy, so yeah, gonna crack on. I'm having one of those days, guys. So this is the battery base. We've got a couple of M3 nuts, little small ones, very small, here and here. This for some reason dropped out of the battery base, so I had to go to the hardware store and spend 15-20 minutes there because he had an M3 nut and it was countersunk like that, like had the same type of head on it, but it was about 3mm too big, and if it sticks up too much you can see the battery is not going to slide on, it's going to snag. These are the things that you don't see when you're converting e-bikes. Like, what's that, about 2 hours gone now, just trying to fix stupid shit, like the controller not fitting the other frame, losing an M3 nut. Yeah, here's what it is. I'm going to go and get myself a coffee because I feel like I need it at this point. What's going on, guys? I got rained off again yesterday. The English weather's just been a complete bellend. Every time I get all the bikes out, get the camera out, get the tools out, get the equipment out, it goes from summer to winter, like literally just like that. It's driving me insane. Had to basically take everything in again last night, and then it stopped raining and I thought, that's it, I'm just going to chill out. Did a few bits in the evening. This bike is now finished. I've gone with this setup where I've fitted on 2 of these builds I'm doing at the moment with the controller on the back seat post. I've kind of used a little bit of self-adhesive strip running. It's not got great contact, but it's enough to give it something to like bite into, and a little bit of, in my mind, like a little bit of grip. And then double cable ties top and bottom. It's not a very heavy piece. It's not, I don't think it's going anywhere, and it's quite easy to replace these cable ties if they snap, which now means you can actually remove the battery. I can't do that on every build because the triangles are not big enough on every bike frame to do that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It's nice to know that I can do that. Yeah, and that's about it. This bike, completely done. Test rode it, rides beautifully. This has been pre-purchased on a pre-order from a female customer, size large bike, 29-inch frame, and yeah, this one's all ready to go. If anyone's interested in buying something on pre-order, just shout us a message, see what I've got. You can put your name down on something, no different to buying a puppy or something. Bad example, but if you see something you like, you can basically pay for it, and when it's ready, it's yours. So you've got no fighting against other people for it. Anyway, this one's done. I've got 2 more to do, and I'm determined to actually get done today. So this is as far as I got today. I was expecting to get all 3 finished, but things always crop up. I completely finished this build, went to power it on, brand new battery, didn't fire up. That's a pretty rare one, to be honest. These kits are pretty damn reliable. It probably is something silly like a fuse, but for now I've just switched the batteries out, put the 2 working ones out, the 3 I've got in the bikes that are completed, and I messaged the supplier of the battery because, I mean, potentially, yeah, you could get a new battery and then wait for it to be posted, but that could take quite some time. I'm going to check with them because I've got quite a good relationship with the supplier. Then they might ask me to remove the battery case and check the fuse and replace it, which is quite a simple job, and being with the relationship I've got with the supplier and the KIRBY bike business, they'd probably be happy for me to do that. Also, if I do end up doing that and it does turn out to be something silly like the fuse, then I'll probably upgrade the fuse from, I think it's 30 or 40 amp to a 50 amp fuse. It's usually quite good practice. We used to do that quite a lot when we used to upgrade bikes with the phase runner controllers. Just whack a 50 amp fuse in. It's quite a good upgrade. So yeah, again defeated by the time and luck on matters. Haven't got 3 builds finished today, but 2 up and running, ready to go, so it's not a bad result. Going to call it that for today. Pack away, wait for the supplier to get back to me about how to proceed with the battery, and yeah, I'll check in with a video soon. I've got so many projects on, there's going to be plenty of videos coming soon. Some really cool shit coming up. Don't forget to like and comment, it really helps the algorithm, pushes the video out to more people. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in a video soon.